Hello everyone. In this video, I want to explain about how we can able to use a array variable and which is a member in a structure. So here I am declaring a one structure. So for the structure name is a member. So in this structure, we have something variables like some integer, some a of 5. So this is only the one member, and this member variable can able to access 5 into values because that is an array variable. So just I want to close it. We can also include the multiple members. Various members we can able to include. But in this video, I want to convey how we can able to utilize a array variable. It is a member in a particular structure. Okay. So as usually normally how we are applying the operations on normal array, all the things we can able to apply on structure member array. We can able to do this. So now here I am calling a one function from the main function. So initially, let's read the input value. I'm declaring one structure variable, structure mem, something like a S1 structure. Now let's read a value for S1. Let's read a value of S1, but S1 members are only one array. So that array value, that array we need to read. For that, so I'm using read function. Read. I'm forwarding actual parameter as a S1. Or else instead of this, let us do this. Some f1 is equals to call a read function. Read function, this function read the values into structure variable, and that variable again return to the s1. So it's an incomplete main function. If there is a calling function read, their return type should be a structure type, structure student. Sorry, here it is a mem. So function name is a read function. Okay. So let's read the values into member of a structure. So how to read? Now here I am declaring a one more variable, struct mem. A1 I am creating A1. Now A1 members are only one member is there, that is array. So we need to read the values into array. How does structure this structure variable? So you know that there is a structure A1. A1 member is array. Array means which has a approximately how many elements are there? Uh, there are 5 elements are there. So we could write here inside we have an array. Array with 5 elements. So that is a 5 element size 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the index star will become 0. So this is a 1 index, this is a 2 index, this is a 3 index, and this is a 4 index. Like that, we have an array. The array name is something like a. Now we need to call, but this array is inside of A1. Not only A1, the same structure is there for even S1 variable. S1 also has to be process the same kind of structure. Now we want to read the values into that array. So similarly, how we are giving input to the array? So by using for loop only. So for loop. Now here something I is equals to 0 and less than 5 and I plus. Okay. For every time we want to read the values into array. So now how we are reading the values? Percentile D, comma. So the array is a member in A1 structure variable. So in the structure variable we have a A is but not a normal variable, it is an array variable. So which has a indexes. There are indexes starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that we can able to keep here I. Simply what happened here, this scanner will execute five number of times. Five number of times. For every time, we are going to be access the A1 structure, but different kind of index values of A. For every iteration, we will access the same A1 structure variable only. After entering into the A1 structure, in the first iteration, zeroth index will be read. The second iteration, one index will be read. The third iteration, say, two index will be read. In the fourth iteration, three index will be read. In the fifth iteration, fourth index will be read. Like that, structure variable access every time only one. For every time the member of A will be accessed index to index. Like that, all elements will be read from the array and they will get allocated the value. Okay, so but how we need to access that? Give a reference variable and structure variable and followed by dot and member. So this is a way of access the value. After reading the value, we are returning. We are returning a structure variable. What is a structure variable? A1. Now close it. Now A1, let us consider here there is a values are entered, some values are entered. Example, there is a 4 value entered, there is a 3 value entered, and there is a 2 value entered, there is a 1 value entered, there is a 5 value. Like that, we have entered some values into this array. Now it is returned. Now it is returned to calling function. Calling function at this point it get called. Now the calling function return value is a calling function get received a value from called function. The value is a return value is a structure. The structure A1 allocated to S1. Now what is the S1 will become? S1 will become A1. Like that, S1 will receive the complete image into the corresponding main function. Now, whereas coming to the structure A1, after exit from this function, this A1 will be deallocated. A1 will be deallocated and the image of this data is transferred to the S1. Now S1 is carried the A value. And followed by what is the operation you want to apply? I want to call you one more function, function like a sum of array elements. Sum of array elements. The parameters here, but I want to call it for actual parameters S1. Yes. When I'm calling S1, here let us consider one more function S1. S1 is the actual parameter from main function. So let us consider it is a void method. Void return type sum of what is the parameter they are passing? They are passing a structure parameter. So that we need to add the parameter by using same kind of variable. One kind of structure kind of variable. So struct member something like a B1. I'm using B1. Now B1 is a one more formal parameter, but their type is a member type. S1 is a one variable, their type is a member type. A1 is a one variable, their type is a member type. All are the same type. Now we are passing S1 as the actual parameter. That value that S1 transferring is some kind of values. The values are belongs to the A. Now here the values can able to access by using B1 function because both are same type. Now we are exchanging the water between two people by using bottle structure. So transferring of material is a water. Transferring using containers are both are bottles. In the same way, we are exchanging the values. B1, what actually we want to do, we perform some sum of array elements. Same thing. For loop, some I is equals to 0, I less than 5, and I plus plus. So here I am using, let's declare some variables like, here you can declare some local variables named I comma, some comma is equal to 0. These are the values I have, variables to declare. Yes, sum is equals to sum place b1 b1 dot uh, a of I. Okay. So sum is equals to some place a of I, that is generally using for array. But this time we have to use we are using a structure variable, so that we have to give a reference as a structure variable name. The structure variable dot a of I. So this is a program used to print the sum of array elements. The array is a member in a structure. So now finally we are printing here. Now you will print of return to a main function. Zero lamp printing because the return type of this sum function is a void percentile d comma something close this function. That's it. So I'm closing main function now. Main function. So, and one more thing, I'm forgot to insert the corresponding prototype of a two functions. Um, these two functions are writing after main, so that we should also write the prototype after the include after you write the header file. After the header file, we have to include the prototype for the structure member function and void sum function. Okay, so like the function prototype will become a structure member read. The prototype for the next function void some structure local variable or formal parameter. These two prototype we have to write after the header file. You no need to write whenever you if you write this corresponding function above the main. So, but according to this sequence, I write these two functions after the main, so that we should write the prototype of these functions after the header file. Okay, see the flow how it is started. So here I have created one structure. So only this is the structure part. Then followed by we call a main function. Main function here we have created a one variable as well. Structure member variable. It's actually a member a structure mem type. S1 type is a structure mem type. And we call immediately we call it some read function. A read function used to read the values into array of structure. It is a member in the structure. After reading that, the corresponding structure variable return to the main function, and this function in the main function we access the value by using the one more structure. Now again we call a one more function to perform the sum of the array elements, sum of the array elements. Okay, so by using this function, we are performing the sum of array elements and we are printing, but this array is a member in corresponding structure. So here total three structures will be created. I draw for only A1, but total three structures are created: S1 structure, A1 structure, B1 structure. Okay. So this is about if any array members are there and the two of integer or float type, how we can able to apply the some operations on that array. So the next class will discuss about array of structures.